seeing as it's not just the weekend, it's the weekdays now that you want to have covered. But still in the weekend for the moment. The final series of this weekend, and MarineLorD already leading. DeMusliM. It's tough when you think about him going longer in these series. You know, the memes that have been made around DeMusliM getting a bit tired. I think he's even admitted himself that it can kind of be exhausting. You have to feel the longer these series go on, the deeper it goes. With him behind on points, the better it can look for MarineLorD.
Oh no, this is terrible for DeMusliM. Look at the amount of sheep he gathered.
Oh god.
Oh,
I mean, that's the power of the French.
Yeah, that's the power of French, exactly. As Misla highlighted, the French is the only civilization with which you know where your opponent spawns at. Because you know where the neutral markets are, so you know where the opponent is at. And DeMusliM chose to go to the left. He thought that his sheep is gonna be there. But on the other hand, it wasn't. And MarineLorD is now going to yoink most of the sheep from this map. And the reason why this is terrifying, as we discussed in the pregame, is because now DeMusliM is going to be much more reliant on the expansion towards the pawns or the berries. And that could be difficult when French knights are roaming the map.
So what you're saying is DeMusliM should GG?
No, but he should worry. I think that's the best way to approach this.
I just thought I'd clarify. It wouldn't be the first time that 5 minutes in the game, DeMusliM GG's because of sheep.
I think he learned from that game, and he won't do that anymore.
Yeah, in fairness, that was a mirror matchup, so a little bit different, but you never know. But it's definitely a frustrating start, because it means MarineLorD doesn't necessarily need to come out of his base sooner. DeMusliM will need to, as you highlight. And those berries are all kind of forward, right? Like, it's kind of a tough one, actually. If you look, MarineLorD got a back spawning gold, and everything in DeMusliM's base is towards the front.
Yeah, it's not really spectacular here for DeMusliM. At least his gold and stone mines are close to one another, although the mining camp is not positioned perfectly to reach both. But yeah, not an ideal base layout by any means for DeMusliM. It's not going to help that he's kind of limited on sheep either.
Wondering if DeMusliM should pile the gold quickly to get wheelbarrow plus fresh foodstuffs, because I think he might be blocked out very quickly here.
Yeah, could be it, although MarineLorD is not rushing Feudal Age that much. In fact, he's actually going very heavy on the lumberjacking department, so this could either be an archer range straight away to preemptively counter the spearman, or he could be thinking second TC. And you might be saying, why archer range so soon? It's because if you look at DeMusliM's perspective, he knows knights are coming. So for DeMusliM, it's natural to open with a couple of spears to protect the villagers moving out. If MarineLorD rushes a range here, he could pick off those initial spearmen and completely deny the TC.
Curious to see if MarineLorD is actually going to be going for knights at all. Because it's the expectation and you're playing against the Abbasids, we've seen a few players, including him, just forgo it entirely and just bootleg a few horsemen for mid-map control and then use those savings elsewhere. Something we have to keep in mind is multi-TC builds for the French is pretty damn strong here.
It is powerful. And as you said, horsemen could be something you can justify because it trains faster than knights. And here, all you want is timing. You want to hit those stone miners of the Abbasids before they gather enough stone for a second TC. Or if you can't accomplish that, you want to hit them before they drop the town center. So really, as Vodka is showing us, second mining camp was dropped by DeMusliM on the stone. This problem could have been solved with a single mining camp that was placed in between the two. But not that big of a deal here for DeMusliM.
Yeah, he's not that phased by it. I think he's going to be more phased by what's coming next. And the concern for me is, remember, DeMusliM's playing one scout, so he might struggle to keep vision on his opponent's base.
Yeah, that could be a problem, especially when you have to keep track of knights. That's the bigger thing. One of the more oppressive things with the French is it's difficult to scout the French, because you have to keep some scouts back at home to just make sure you don't die to the knights. This time around, you only have one scout, so you have to make a decision. Do I scout the enemy base, or do I keep it home to see when the knights are coming and what direction they're coming from?
Tech ups coming through. Wheelbarrow also on the way from MarineLorD, so he'll have that flexibility. Hasn't gone for the stone just yet. Is the furthest thing away from his starting TC, though, so it makes sense that he branched towards it on the way. Actually, the more I look at his generation, the crappier it kind of looks for a fishing TC play. The ponds for his side are pretty spread and suboptimal for TCs.
Yeah, that's not gonna help either. And with the TC, you really want to secure a vast amount of resources. Dropping a TC on a pond that gets depleted in 2 minutes time is nearly a waste.
Yeah, it does look really bad. I think if we do see a TC, we might see it on the board from MarineLorD. And we are going to see a TC, so moves out on the stone now. Reason why he's going at this moment is because DeMusliM pulled the scout back to base, but I love Ben's read on this. He knows something's up. He doesn't hang around the scout. He's running him through the stealth forest now.
Yeah, he's running for a stealth forest. MarineLorD is going to spot the second TC, but this is the concern for DeMusliM. Look at how condensed this second town center is. It's not even securing the berry patches. And now, think about the amount of sheep that DeMusliM was able to secure. How different would this game be with this town center placement if DeMusliM had doubled the sheep that he has right now?
And it's still the same worry of running out of food. Like you said, that this TC doesn't really protect much. The barriers are still exposed. The knights can still run in on those berry lines before you can retreat. Food is going to run scarce quickly in the Abbasid Empire. And
Oh,
I'm
no.
concerned. Oh, good lord.
It's
He doesn't
worse
even
than that.
complete the TC.
Many of the villagers are damaged. Keep that in mind. The scouts have been doing work. So this knight has an easy time picking off villagers here on the town center.
Love it when it just stops charging for no reason. Always a good one. So he will back away now, so TC is at least complete finally. A little bit more chip damage on the way out. MarineLorD feeling confident. And DeMusliM feels it is irrelevant. GG called. I told ya. It's the sheep, Lidakor. It's the sheep. Doesn't get a sheep, calls GG.
Oh, and you might be wondering, why did he do that? Why he didn't fight on? Exactly because we just discussed. He probably also knows that MarineLorD is going to play 2 TCs. His own second TC got heavily delayed, lost some villagers in the process, but the bigger thing is that he failed to secure any food with that second TC, and he knows that he will just be suffocated within his own base by MarineLorD's raids. MarineLorD swift strike here to take game number 2, and finishes off the Abbasids in less than 7 minutes time.